Yo, it's OVERTFLOW. What's going on, you guys? How are you guys doing today? Bringing you another video about the crazy Logan Paul versus KSI boxing match, including my fight against Faze Sensei right here. And today I figured that I would go through, answer a ton of questions. You guys have been sending me so much stuff, so rather than me just kind of making videos about what I think you guys want to see, I want to make some videos about what you guys actually want to see. So on my Insta, I went through and I did that like ask a question poll on my Insta story, and I'm just going to answer a ton of you guys' questions that you had about the fight. Everything from like, yo, did your liver explode? What was it like fighting in front of it? To, you know, did you miss playing video games instead of fighting? You know, stuff like that. We're going to run through, we're going to answer it. Since I'm wearing the G Fuel shirt, I got the G Fuel shaker, the new Keemstar one with the new Keem flavor cotton candy, man. If you guys want to pick it up, use code FLOW. And if you guys could we break like 1,000 likes on this video? I mean, I got hit in the eye by Faze Sensei. Probably, honestly, I'm going to say this. I'm going to throw this out there. I fought against the most legitimate fighter on the card. And that's no hate towards anybody else. We're just speaking purely off of facts. Nobody wanted to fight Sensei. I was the only guy who wanted to step up and take this guy on, regardless of anything else. I think that's a W right there. Cheers to myself. If you guys want to win a pair of signed fight shorts, you can definitely do that. Go right now. There's a link in the description. If you go sign up at themoneymatches.com, we're going to give away a pair of the signed fight shorts from the actual event. So if you want to check that out, please do. Also, I have limited edition fight merch that's still available for like another week, and that link will be down there as well. If you guys want to be involved in my videos, obviously, subscribing here, following me on Twitter, following me on Instagram is super important. Clearly, we're doing Instagram stuff today, so let's dive into it. Okay, we're going to go to my story here. Obviously, we got the G Fuel, we got the new post, we got me talking about some random stuff, and then we're going to move it along here. Healing up nice, dude. That eyeball is, healing. I would do it 10 more times, bro. I would do it 10 more times. I'm just, it's exciting. So let's get to these questions. And here we go. Want to be in my next YouTube video? Q&A, ask me anything. Mostly responding to questions about the fight. So I'm going to run through some of these right here. My stories typically get, they were getting like 2,000 views before the fight. Now they're getting up to 10,000 right now. This is pretty new, so we got a few thousand here. So, but we got a good amount of questions right here. So I'm going to run through, pick some of my favorites, and then I am going to answer them for y'all. The first question we're going to answer, because this is something that I'm getting a lot. This might even be the title of this video. I'm not sure. But from Fortnite Meme, he says, when you knocked him down, did your background take over instinctively? So those of you who watch me know that I actually train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've taught it before. I've trained it forever. I've competed. I've done a bunch of stuff with it. And during the fight, if you saw the fight, at one point, Mans was rocking me a little bit, so I had to just throw him on his back. Let him know, in a real fight situation, man, it's not all hands. There's a lot more that goes into the real fight stuff. Would I say my background took over instinctively? I wouldn't say that necessarily was the case. It definitely is something that I'm much more comfortable with. Everything going on, the feeling of so many eyes on me, the feeling of knowing that I am definitely the underdog here. How could I get the crowd excited? How could I show them that there's more to this than just the boxing game? I just had to throw him, man. There was no other option for me. It had to be done, and I'm just telling you, I'm gonna bring up some stuff in a few fight videos. I get whitelisted for the fight this weekend. I'm gonna be uploading a ton of fight footage, and I'm gonna be breaking it down, explaining to you a little bit more. But at that point in the fight was over in a fight. But it was a boxing match, so clearly, you know, we had to keep going. But I'm going to break down a bunch of stuff. I'm actually going to get Sensei on here with me. We're going to break it down together. Do a little fight reaction together as well. Skylar Johnson, how much do you love me? Skylar, do you love me? Yes, I do. I love you, bro. You're the man. Favorite sneaker of all time. My favorite sneaker of all time is this one right here. I could never afford it, but, you know, we're doing big things. So I skipped a few meals, right? That's how I cut the weight, and I bought this sneaker. It's like a teddy bear. It's the SP Dunk. It's called a Mama Bear. Literally my favorite sneaker of all time. H. Smitty says, what made you decide you wanted to be involved in the KSI versus Logan fights and fighting Faze Sensei? Why would you do that? So for me personally, there's a lot of people who are, I've never been scared. So I've been fighting. I've been doing fight stuff for like ever. So it doesn't scare me to get in there and compete against somebody. That's not something that is necessarily scary. So the whole, people ask me if I was nervous to fight him, all that. That's not what made me nervous. What actually made me nervous was not even necessarily the amount of people out there, but more the magnitude, the scale of an event of this size is being talked about by so many people around the world that it's crazy. And it almost feels like whenever you are doing things with other people that are successful, it almost feels like you're faking it to an extent, I think. And this is something that I actually heard somebody speak about, I think recently, maybe on the Joe Rogan Experience or something. But it's crazy that like I'm walking out with the biggest names in social media. Like me, I'm just a guy who made video game videos and then I ended up there. But it's like I have accomplishments and I have things that I believe I worked really hard to be there, but it never really necessarily feels real. And the magnitude of an event like this and being a part of it was just amazing. I would fight anybody. I would go and fight Mike Tyson on an event like that, just because this is an experience that I could really look back on forever and really be appreciative and grateful that I was a part of it. And as far as fighting Sensei, I'm the only dude clearly that wanted to fight him, right? And I'm the only dude that would fight him in MMA. Did you think you had one against Faze Sensei? Nah, I didn't think that I had one. But apparently, because the way the first couple rounds went, there were a lot of people who were like, we don't know who's winning. The third round is going to determine it, which is pretty cool. DeRoyale's vlogs, the 10 minutes leading up to the fight, is that the most nervous you've ever been? In my life? Shoot, I don't know, man. Flying on planes gets me pretty nervous. But it's right up there with that. Like, it's right up there with flying on planes or like asking a pretty girl to go to the dance. But it was, the feeling was indescribable, you know, and I'm going to repeat it so many times, but there was nothing like it. I don't know what will compare to that besides the rematch. Bro, it was just wild. Okay, these two questions are pretty similar, so I'm going to answer both of them. How hard did Faze Sensei punch, and how did the liver shots feel? He punched pretty hard, man. I mean, obviously, like, this one right here was more of a perfect punch than a super hard punch. It just, I think that the way it went, it just caught me perfectly, bruised in my eye, and it stunned me a little bit. I was like, dang, like, that was a perfect shot. The liver shots, as far as body shots are body shots, as far as those are concerned, I think that body shots are not that bad. I don't know if it's because, you know, I'm a thick boy or whatever, but body shots never are that terrible. The real body shot that really got me was the last one, obviously, that TKO'd me with six seconds left. That body shot right there, like, just, it made me feel like my internal organs exploded, bro. It made me feel like they just exploded. But the beautiful thing about body shots is they kill you for a second, you forget how to breathe, and you're like, I can't breathe. And then 10 seconds later, you're fine. People kept asking me, yo, your liver good, fam? And all that. And I don't know if you guys were kind of making fun of me or whatever, but either way, if you ever have been hit, then you would know this. No bruises. You just hurt for like 30 seconds, then you're better. But they suck. They like crumple your body at the moment. This one's important. Will you ever bring back stories? So for those of you who have been around for a long time, and for those of you who are new, I actually got my channel first started popping off because I used to tell life stories about my life. Now I feel like a lot of my stories are shown through my vlogs. And YouTube is a little bit weird about stories. They're very, like, the whole family-friendly vibe. There's certain things that they don't want you talking about. Like, I have high school stories that I feel like I can't tell anybody because they get a little bit too wild, right? And especially YouTube with the whole family-friendly thing. I definitely want to start bringing back little stories here and there. I'm just going to have to really go about it in a YouTube-friendly way. But, yeah, I want to bring back stories. Joel World. So what caught you off guard about Sensei while you guys were fighting? I almost expected him to have more of a karate-style stance, but, I mean, he just seemed to be good at boxing in general. He's just so comfortable out there. He's as comfortable striking as I'm comfortable grappling and wrestling and all that stuff. Like the ground game, as comfortable as I am with that, that's how comfy he is with the striking thing. And it was very impressive. When are we gonna see Faze Overt? Bro, I've been grinding for Faze for like a cool 7 years. I started my channel on sniper montages. So yeah, let's get Faze Overt going, right? That'd be dope. I'll sleep on your couch, bros. Bring the snacks. This is kind of a good question, in my opinion. Do you feel like you could win against Faze Sensei in another boxing fight or only in MMA? I think that I could win in MMA for sure. I think that, you know, we get a minute and a half in and boom, choked out, unconscious. That's what I think. But another boxing fight, I believe, because I only had, you know, like 6 weeks to train for this one. I really think that if I had a few months of training and got out there, I think that I could develop a game plan to beat him in boxing if they want to do the rematch. I know he called me out for the MMA rematch, and I will address that in a video coming up. Did I have any prior boxing experience going into the fight? Well, besides like just a couple months, the 6 to 8 weeks that I used to train for the fight, I boxed when I was a little kid for a few months and like literally like 10 years old. And then since then, not boxing striking. I've done a little bit of MMA stuff, done a little bit of like kung fu crazy stuff, but mostly just wrestling and jiu-jitsu. So yeah. Will you be one of the undercards in the next event? We're shooting for an MMA rematch on the Logan Paul versus KSI 2 card, which will be taking place in New York, I believe. Do I think it was rigged? Yes, it was rigged. I definitely won that fight. I cannot believe that they stole it from me. I was robbed. What went through your head when you wrestled Sensei to the ground? What went through my head? I was like, I could finish the fight here just to show a little dominance. I could throw him in a choke. I could do something. But you know what? I think that I've shown enough. I heard the crowd, and I know that there was a bunch of boos, a bunch of excitement. No matter what, though, if you're saying anything positive or negative, you're saying something about me. And that's what this whole game is. What was the energy like going into the fight? What did it feel like walking out to 20,000 people in the arena? I've said it, but it was indescribable. It was very cool to see my dad as well. Like, my dad was, this is a funny story. My dad was like, you know, Pat, I'm not really nervous. My name's PJ or Patrick. He's like, yeah, I'm not really nervous, Pat. I think that it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be the crazy experience ever. But I don't really get nervous for events. And my dad's right. He's a really big people person. Doesn't really get nervous. He's done a ton of public speaking before. He used to speak in front of thousands of people when he used to work for this health company. So he used to do all that. He has no problem with public speaking, many people, eyes on him. He's been on TV shows, all of that stuff. And so he doesn't really get nervous. But I told him, like, Dad, you got to understand, this is crazy. As soon as he saw how much of a crowd there was, he looked at me and you could see that his eyes got a little watery, and he like, from being so excited and like proud of his son, which I appreciate. But you could tell, and then he looks at me and he's just like, I'm nervous. I was like, Dad, I know, this is wild. This is crazy stuff. Closer was I to sinking in a submission. I almost did it, bro. I almost did it. I almost had to get the submission. throw him in the armbar real quick. How long have I been in the YouTube scene? For quite a while, man. I've been in the YouTube scene for 3 years very seriously, and about 7 years total. So for a hobby for the first few years, and then once I started making money with it and realizing that there was actually a little bit of a crowd of people that actually enjoyed me, I went hard at it, and I've been doing it seriously since I got fired from GameStop like 3 years ago. What's one thing in your life where you felt proud of what you did? This is probably the craziest thing. I mean, how many people in the world can say that they fought in front of millions of people? Not many, man. I think that this is probably the proudest moment of my life, you know, and I'm gonna continue on the rise, continue getting stuff done. After this fight, are you going back to MMA, or do you want another boxing fight? I definitely am going to go back and train MMA. That's what I do. That's what I'm good at. I enjoy doing that. A lot of jiu-jitsu. I'm gonna be doing that, but I am going to stick with the boxing, going to stick with a ton of stand-up, because I am prepared to get out there and box again. Definitely. I want the MMA fight, but I will box again, and I am officially calling out Faze Banks. And then after I box you, I want to box Faze Apex, and then Faze Replays, just all the Faze guys until I get recruited. Recruitment challenge, Faze recruitment challenge, right? Right? On the next event, but I want to get it done MMA style. That would be, if we could do that, that's the move. How did you feel with the outcome? It seemed like Sensei was holding back, question mark. I think, in my opinion, I think that when we first went out there, he didn't know where I stood in the striking realm, because, you know, there's not a lot of footage of me. People know I do martial arts, but they're not sure to what extent. So I think the first round, we were kind of just feeling each other out more. And of course, boxing isn't my forte. So I was just I was probably awkward, you know what I mean? So I think that feeling each other out, seeing what's good. I think there were just so many high points and stuff in the fight. I think it was dope because it was like the first round, people probably expected him to just Uber smash me right away, spirit bomb me immediately, and it didn't happen. So people were like, wait, what's going on? Then I threw him down. People were like, oh my god, this is not boxing. And then there was like liver shots, and people were like, oh, exciting. And then, you know, I think that it was just I think that everything worked out perfectly, in my opinion. I'm cool with the outcome. And yes, I do wish the whole event could have been MMA. So those are the questions that we got for now, man. Just a little breakdown of the questions. Oh my god, okay, I thought that I just accidentally canceled my screen recording, and I was like, I just recorded this whole video. Oh yeah, I saved it though. Alright, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed the video. I just figured that I would do a Q&A. I'm just getting so many questions about it that I thought that this would be the best way to handle some of these. And I do have a ton of footage, behind the scenes stuff coming your way pretty much all this weekend, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Go ahead and subscribe. I would appreciate that. Make sure you follow me on Insta and Twitter. Super duper important, man. Some of the most important stuff ever, because that's how you get featured on stuff like this, right? So Insta, I'm always active over there, always active on Twitter. Those are my two main platforms, besides, you know, obviously YouTube is a thing But yeah, just kind of I really enjoyed this. I haven't done a Q&A in a long time, so I hope that you guys also enjoyed it. Also, make sure you get the G Fuel. Make sure you get the exclusive fight merch, those purple shirts that we were wearing at the event, the OS shirts. Those are on sale. The Team Overflow OS shirts are on sale right now for a couple more weeks, maybe. So they're very limited. If you guys want to grab some, the link will be down below. If you guys want to earn free V-Bucks and you play Fortnite like I'm about to do right now, go to earnventure.com, watch some videos there, and they just literally give you V-Bucks. I'll link them as well. If you want to win a pair of signed fight shorts, moneymatches.com. The moneymatches.com, where you can win a ton of stuff, including the signed fight shorts. I will link them as well. Please go check them out. Other than that, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Also, I had a couple people ask this: what's the difference between osa and osu, which is how Sensei says it. He says OSU, which is just the Japanese way of saying it, and I say OSS, os, which is the Brazilian way of saying it. Same exact thing. It just means like respect and love to you, my brother. We both train in the martial arts. Much respect. Let's get it. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. I think that's it. I think that's all. I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that I pretty much discussed everything that I needed to discuss. I don't know. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are absolutely amazing. My YouTube channel is the weirdest thing ever because I literally do everything from like playing video games to fighting at Manchester Arena. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and neither do any of my friends, family, or acquaintances. All right, but we out here though. We really out here. I love y'all. See you in the next one. I'm over it and out.